Good morning, welcome to Morning Review on Monday the 1st of August. So looking at the euro dollar first, and as often happens at the beginning of the month, we see the pivots obviously coming, and on this occasion we're looking at pivots below us, having seen a rally on the euro dollar the last 3 days of the month. It's ironically given us a bit of a draw below, so looking for the monthly pivot and the weekly pivot, it looks pretty close to me at around about 11.07, so quite some draw. If you see some selling continuing on the euro dollar here, we've seen a bit of a hedging move down here. In fact, actually we've got daily and monthly there and weekly there as well, so we've got daily and weekly overlapping, weekly and monthly overlapping at 11.07, so certainly possible sell-off points of that. If it occurs, and daily pivot below as well, quite a drag on the euro, I would suggest, from that perspective. It is already easing its way down slightly. It's whether or not it drops completely, but we'll see. In terms of trading this, if you're just sort of catching up from the video, maybe some. If this candle holds for another 20 minutes, maybe this candle may hold, or possibly the 8 o'clock pivot if it comes in. There's not a great deal of pips in this as ever with the euro. It's got 12 pips down to the daily pivot. It's got much nicer pips down to the weekly, monthly there at 54. So some nice pips to the downside if it occurs. If it starts a rally, well, the R1 could be in for a target. Looking at this, would be sitting there somewhere in the region about 39 pips to the upside. It starts pushing up that direction. It has had a good strong move here. Whether we'll see another retracement, a bit of a retracement first, we'll see. Even if it's just down to the daily today. Okay, looking at cable. Bigger picture here. We're pretty messy actually when I'm looking at what we're trying to look at here. It's not, you can't see too much from the dailies. Looking at, I mean, it's just consolidating into Friday's a little bit, sold off a little bit more than bounced. We got the monthly pivot below us, yet to be hit. There's a weekly pivot below us there at 30, or just under 132. So we've got a couple of targets to the downside there. We've already hit the daily pivot, that's out of the way, which if we do start seeing upside potential and dollar selling, it'd be quite nice because the pound would probably be easier in a sense than the euro, although again we've still got the weekly and monthly pivots below us, but we've at least got rid of the dailies. So I'm just drawing trend lines on here because I can, and it really is a case of somewhere between the two. I'd like to see obviously the weekly monthly pivot out earlier part of the month, but if we do see a break of the upside, I'll be going with that sort of upside potential. Dollar yen. Once again, the yen strengthened through the Asian session there. There's really uncertainty that the Bank of Japan have done enough to start causing inflation, and we're really seeing this in the price action again here. Big sell-off through that Asian session. Today, well, seeing a bit of a bounce. We have got some targets again, so this fits in nicely if the euro and the pound were to start moving opposite ways. A bit of softening here would see us possibly up to the monthly or weekly pivots. We've already, where's the daily gone? The daily's hiding underneath the monthly. It's a little bit shy this month. So we got the 3 pivots above us at the moment. A break of that 60.21 may just confirm the upside there, the upside potential on the yen. Would like to see the pound and the euro coming off to be doing this, rather than it being a unilateral move. But you never know. Aussie dollar. Looking here then, and we've got well, bit of a mess at the moment, he says, as ever with the Aussie dollar. It's been chopping around for a long time. Just looking at the dailies there. Again, we've got the potential of the monthly, weekly below, so it's much of the same here, really sitting daily, monthly, and weekly all below. My preference would be to see these hit earlier. Break of the 60.21 really could just confirm this move's happening. Post 8 o'clock, I'd prefer to see these moves. Canadian dollar, well, we're seeing oil. Oil was pushing up. In fact, let's just push into oil. Oil was pushing up there, just a bit of a sell-off in the shorter time frame. In the current hour, we're just seeing it pull back a little bit, but it was making a bit of a recovery, which could see it push back up. It's come back to the picture here, and it took quite some time to get a proper bounce in on Friday, and eventually pushed up, chopping away here. So, well, we got daily, weekly above us. We've already hit the monthly with the Canadian dollar, so that's out of the way. But again, still got a potential draw to the upside there. So if oil does start or continue to push off there, that may help the calls for the daily pivots and weekly pivots to be hit today or tomorrow. Okay, that's pretty much it from me from that point of view. We've got the manufacturing PMI out today for UK, which could create a bit of excitement. Now, of course, we had the earlier figures of these coming out, I believe. The last figure was the 22nd of July, yeah. So we did have the intermediate figure coming at around about 49.1, and they're expecting it to come in pretty much the same when the figures come out for the full count. Anything above that could see a bit of excitement, and particularly if it got towards the 50 mark, but contraction is not good sitting there. And later in the day, we've got ISM, US ISM manufacturing data coming out, which has been running pretty good at around about 53%. So needs to stay up in that sort of realm. Okay, Canadian bank holiday, so we may see a bit less trading going on in the in the Canadian dollar, but I'll be surprised if we see much of an influence on it, but we could do. Okay, that's it. Have a great one. Bye for now.